Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This. I'm your host for the day, or the week, whatever. The experienced some call Jason, and with me today is...
CDL 113 and the Todd Father.
So most of the usual crew. Today we are going to be talking about a couple of trailers that have just dropped. One is it the next Marvel Studios one to come out?
Yeah.
The Black Widow. And... I think it's Bond 25 or something.
Oh my God, you going with the number? Just say No Time to Die, dude. No Time to Die.
I was going to get to it. I just want to emphasize that there's been 25 of these things. But the new James Bond trailer.
All right, we'll start.
I'll let Danny start off. Danny? We'll start with the James Bond trailer. Danny, what'd you think of it?
I like the trailer. Very action-packed. The thought, after I watched it the first time, I sat there and I went like, they've got James doing a lot more stuff this time around, more physicality than we've seen this particular, not that we haven't seen this Bond be physical in a movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, go watch Casino Royale.
But the over-the-topness, and then it dawned on me, the John Wick movies got so popular because of the over-the-top action scenes, the fights, the way, the character moved. That's what kind of rung a bell with me, when you see Bond, you're like, he's John Wick. He's been retired. Something happens. He gets back into action. And this one, James Bond, he's been semi-retired. Something happens. He gets back into action. And it's like, everybody's like, you're back? That was my first thought of it.
I'll give you that. The stunts and stuff in it didn't strike me necessarily as all that different. There's a lot of him dangling off of high places.
Yeah.
I did like the one little motorcycle scene.
Yeah, that was neat. Whoever was on that motorcycle when they did that jump,
Assuming it wasn't CGI.
I'm hoping that's CGI.
Yeah. You never really know these days. That's when I look and I go, that's probably CGI. I mean, it's up in the air. They could potentially have done it. But, now that him coming, when you talk about him coming out of retirement and people's reaction to him, I can kind of see. At first, I was like, John Wick, where are you going with this? But just that one guy when he starts to introduce himself, that as soon as he hears the last name, you see the guy tense and his eyes get wide, and then he kind of looks at him like he's expecting the next one, and then it cuts to James. James Bond.
Well, they got to get that catchphrase in the movie somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's a good place to put it.
But it's like even in setting, it's a catchphrase.
It's Bond. Who? James Bond.
James Bond. Well, I can't tell for sure where that was at. The impression I got was that was probably
him going back to headquarters.
So that was somebody that should be in the know. That he was like. I just can't tell if that was fear because it's somebody famous, or if it was. You gonna say it? Are you gonna say it? I couldn't tell which way they were going with it.
Please don't kill me. Pretty much.
Todd, what were you thinking?
This is a typical James Bond flick. I like the Craig run ever since they got inspired by the Bourne Identity and start letting Bond get a little mussed up and dirty. I saw him in the tuxedo a lot. I'm sitting there going, please don't go back to the old school stuff, because the thing that I liked about Craig's James Bond is that they were gritty, and when he got in fights, he had to go somewhere and clean the blood off and wash up.
Put a new jacket on.
Yeah, put on new clothes because it looked like he'd been in a fight. Where, James Bond of old could walk out of an exploding building and
not have soot on him.
Yeah, not even muss his hair. Did enjoy the car though. The car with the machine guns in it. Yeah, that was the Aston Martin with the
That's a shout out to the original.
But that's truly been Craig's run.
Yeah.
Craig's run has been basically a big origin story. It's damn near an origin story for the Sean Connery run of James Bond flicks.
Yeah, but with dashes of the novels added in.
Yeah.
Because in the books, Bond, he gets his ass kicked, gets tortured, this, that, and the other, and, has to recuperate. You didn't see that in a lot of the other movies. This one, you see, it's like, oh, he's messed up.
One thing I did know, you talk about him being messed up. In this one, he may be in the sharp clothes, and they're all nice. But it looks like somebody's been pounding all this right here. I mean, he looks like he's been through something rough every time you see him in that trailer.
Yep. But he should.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, he ought to look like he's been through some shit.
Yeah, they did that nicely. The scene where the new 00 is sitting on his bed, kind of like stay out of my way or I'll shoot you in your knee. The one that works. Yeah, that was that was kind of cold. It's like,
See, now some of that is jokes like it's somebody at the end of their career.
yeah.
So it's almost like you cut Craig's run in half and stick it on either end of the Connery run.
Yeah.
Or really any of your kind of classic gadget-filled, almost campy Bonds.
Yeah, I know Shoshana Lynch is getting a lot of press because it's the new 007, but
No, she ain't 007.
no, she's 007. She's the 007. He quit at the end of
that's right.
Spectre.
Yeah.
So yeah, when she's 007, she's the new 007. The trick is that don't really speak well for her survivability in this flick. If you're going into that, and because I know there are people like, oh yeah, she's gonna be the new. You obviously don't know James Bond flicks. They gave the latest Bond girl a better title, which pretty much ensures that she's dead. She is horribly dead, wounded, turns out to be the villain, something, by the end of this movie. Because
Are we taking any bets on what it is?
with James Bond flicks,
Dead, villain?
when I first heard about her, I was like, I ain't getting excited because she dead. Watching the trailer, I'm feeling kind of 006 now. It feels I just had a little feeling of Goldeneye. Good old Sean Bean is 006, who has turned out to be a traitor in a couple of movies. They have luck with 006, about like Bond has luck with women.
Yeah.
They don't. It just don't pan out.
Because they're always jealous of the 07s, that's what it is. Though she does not drop what number she is in the trailer.
But she's 07.
Well, yeah, that's been the rumors for quite a while.
She's
So they went
his,
back and changed something last minute.
she's his replacement. It feels like she's his replacement. Just in that, if you get him away, yeah, I take you out.
Only
Won't
in the
kill you.
movie.
I'll shoot you in the knee.
Which
Your
is good.
national
Take you out.
treasure. Oh, yeah.
Well, I say it would take you out, but considering what he went through in Casino Royale, I'd been gone. That's it. Does this?
Clearly, you don't have enough love for Queen of Countries.
Damn sure don't. Not above the family jewels, no. If that's the kind of. Does this happen often? This would be in a 00 is. Nah, I'm going to Little Pizza, cause damn this.
So what would you say was your standout moment in the trailer? What jumped out at you the most?
I'll have to go with Todd's moment, the Aston Martin with the
Chain
guns popping out of the thing. That's very reminiscent of the original Aston Martin. And then, you see him in full use. It's like, oh, that's cold. That's a room cleaner right there.
Now, did you see that Aston Martin in the last movie? I thought it was the last one that you see walk by one of the old cars.
Yeah.
Was it that same one? My memory's just not good enough to remember for sure.
It's been so long because I only saw Spectre the once.
Okay.
You see him walk by one.
Yeah. I was thinking it's the same car, but I couldn't.
And it
couldn't
may
swear
be.
to it.
Yeah. I noticed they've updated the guns because the old Sean Connery version just had guns. They didn't have chain guns.
They were 30 caliber or something like that.
So your standout moment, same thing?
Yeah, that was the thing. When I saw yesterday, I was watching Sports Center. I was watching something on ESPN, and they had the commercial for the trailer. And yeah, that was the part that stood out. I was like, ooh, he's got the car with the guns and the headlights. Nice. Because, up until Spectre, to be a James Bond flick, he's been very gadget-light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He had some stuff concealed in the car, the defibrillator and some of that.
Yeah.
In the first one, but nothing super tech.
But yeah,
it's stuff you could sit there and go, I could put that in my car if I
Yeah.
wanted to spend the money on it.
Well, you didn't have Q.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't bring Q in until much later. Was it Spectre or the one before Spectre they brought Q in?
The one before
The
Spectre.
one before. What was it? Skyfall.
Yeah. I was thinking he'd been in two of them.
Because right now, Skyfall's still my favorite of them. I really like Casino Royale because I like the theme song and all that. It was real good and gritty. But I think for the series overall, Skyfall
Was kind of the peak.
well, I don't know if it's the peak, but that Skyfall was just damn good. Javier Bardem was him as a Bond villain. Had you kind of going, oh damn.
Yeah.
Now, Spectre for me felt like it would have been a good wrap up to his run.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we went to go see it, hell, we thought it was. You know, we were both sitting there going, yep, that's probably the last one.
Well, I think it was going to be until they renegotiated the contract, possibly.
Well, yeah, money.
So my question
Money
is,
changes that.
from what you've seen in this trailer, do you think this will make a good wrap up, or do you think they maybe should have stuck with using Spectre as a wrap up?
Craig is getting a little old for Bond, so this might be the end of his run. But
Well, everybody's saying that this one is the end. Everything I've read.
But I'm really hesitant to really put that out there because I know people will hear this and go, "See, that's because she's gonna be."
Not a wrap up to all the James Bonds, to Craig's run.
Yeah.
That's all
Oh,
I'm
the
talking
Craig
about.
run? Yeah, probably.
You know, do you think this will be a good wrap up, or do you think they should have stuck with Spectre as his end game?
I have to see it first. You know, if
That's
I
what
see
I'm saying.
it, yeah.
Based on the trailers, how would you be leaning on that now?
Like I said, I can't base enough of the movie just on the trailer. The trailer to me felt like typical James Bond flick. I'll go to it, and if I come out of it going, damn, that was worse than Spectre. They really should have wrapped the shit up the last movie. It's not Terminator. It doesn't feel like it's beating a dead horse before I ever set foot in there. But I could, you know, if I go in there and it's, hell, Skyfall levels of cool, I'll come back and go, man, that was a damn good, you know, that was
So it all
damn
depends
good.
on the
Yeah.
quality.
Talking about beating a dead horse, you know, like with Terminator. That's one of the unique things I've always thought about the Bond flicks is, okay, like you said, what, 25 different
I
films?
believe it's 25. This one is.
And you can sit and watch each one, and for time frame that they were set, you know, it fits. They've evolved the character to fit us as a society versus when Fleming originally wrote the books, but you still have that same interconnected feel of, hey, this works no matter what setting, you know, what genre you put it in. So that's one thing.
Well,
that makes
it
me-
fits whatever time period. It's
Yeah,
still the
time
spy
period.
genre, regardless.
Yeah, time period. That's what I
But
mean.
yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
But,
And one thing is, even though it's a hugely long series, they don't necessarily reference a whole lot outside of that particular guy's run.
No. You might
So
see
it's one of those where you could, you know, maybe it's all one big long something.
this
And maybe each one's a reboot, you know.
Craig's is really the first one of them to mention something from somebody else's because you got Spectre. We know hide a hair of Spectre doing Roger Moore's run, during Timothy Dalton's run, during Pierce Brosnan's run. You didn't have none of that crap.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that was my excitement kind of with Casino Royale and stuff like that. Is I'm sitting there going, ooh, that's gonna be Spectre. Ooh, that's Spectre. That's Spectre. When are they gonna do Spectre? And due to copyright issues, it took them a while to get there. But when they got there, it was nice.
Though Connery had pretty well wrapped up Spectre in his run, hadn't he?
Pretty much. Though when he did that, what was it? Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
That was Spectre. That Spectre was Connery's perennial something. You know, he's involved. It's Spectre behind the scenes somewhere.
It was his. He was like mad to Inspector Gadget.
Pretty much.
You know, it's just always who he's running into, no matter what it looks like to begin with.
The thing that I like about the Bond movies is I think Marvel should have followed that formula.
Oh yeah, as far as just recasting it.
Yeah, it is. The character keeps going. Whether it's you playing them or not, yeah, that's...
Which was supposed to have been their original plan, but that's a whole conversation for another day. But getting over to Marvel,
Yeah, but it's a nice segue.
Let's segue over into Black Widow. We'll start with Todd for Black Widow. What did you think of the Black Widow trailer?
I liked it. I liked the soundtrack to the trailer. it had enough action and stuff that I noticed myself getting excited about a movie that if you'd asked me before I saw it and you said you excited about Black Widow, I'd be like, yeah. Now I still have the problem that should have been where they put Captain Marvel. You should have got this movie in that spot before you killed the character. That's gonna be the one. I mean, I like Black Widow. I like ScarJo playing Black Widow. That'd be one that I go. Unlike most of Phase 4, where I was going, I ain't paying for none of this shit. I will pay for that. I will pay for that one opening night. You know, I like the look of it. I like the look of Red Guardian. Taskmaster needs more.
Yeah. When I saw Taskmaster, I'm like, he don't look like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Taskmaster needs some more.
as many
Marvel's always been real hit or miss with his villains.
with as many real life soldiers that run around in baklavas with the skull, you know, on the lower jaw. Yeah. You could have done something like that and had the rest of his helmet look white, and it would have looked better. Marvel.
It's like one dude I was reading online that I agree with totally. He looks like one of those try-hard guys at a paintball.
Yeah.
He really has a paintball player look to him.
I think maybe they've got the skull painted on there, but it's so hard to see most of the time.
I don't know. When I first saw it, I was thinking maybe they did the Udon version. Remember you had the Udon version where he had kind of the
but it was black on
stuff?
black on black. I mean,
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Like I said,
He was extremely disappointing. But that's really
they could have if they have him act right, maybe. But that's one of those kind of things. I don't really have high hopes for him having his abilities, because if he does, Black Widow ain't no threat to Taskmaster.
Yeah, but you'll have a squad of them and the Red Guardian.
That some bitch soloed the Avengers before. And didn't leave because they beat his ass. He left because there was no profit in beating him.
Yep.
His first appearance, he was taking on Thor, Cap, Iron Man, Wasp, Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket. And he wasn't having no problem with nobody. And they don't beat him. He basically, in the middle of the fight, goes, I can test myself to see if I can win and potentially lose and go to jail, or go to hell with it and just dip. So he dipped.
Because he is profit. He is.
He is a mercenary.
It's all, kind of a threat profit. Risk and profit
You also,
equation with him.
it also begs the question, is that Taskmaster? Is that Taskmaster, or is that one of his flunkies?
That is a good question.
Good point.
You know, if that's a flunky, I ain't mad at it. If that's him, y'all can do better than that.
Yeah, because in the books, Taskmaster does run a school
Yeah,
to teach.
that's what he does. It's rare for you to get Taskmaster to actually go out and do some crime. He's the one that provides the flunkies to different supervillains.
Yeah, he runs the boot camp.
Yeah, he provides the disposable flunkies. And, and the more you pay him, the better flunky you may get. You get, because, according to the books, he gives them like mind control stuff and all kinds of stuff to make them more obedient. Yeah.
But one thing, thought you talked about this movie would have fit better in the Captain Marvel spot. So you could have wrapped her story up, then she dies in Endgame or whatever. And we would have avoided the whole trying to shoehorn Captain Marvel into the phase so late in the game. And one of the criticisms when we heard they were doing this, and I know me and you had talked about, was the fact that, okay, you're doing this movie after the character's dead. But it looked like they're going back, and you'll get to see that the character kind of wrapped up, dealt with her issues. Mm-hmm. Like the character, you're going to go back and see that the character got her closure before, all this happened. So, I kind of...
But the thing is, you're going into this one with even less suspension of disbelief, because no matter what happens,
she gonna live.
She gonna live, because you know where she dies. Mm-hmm. It would have fit. I think if they had put this movie, just going by the trailers, I think if they put this movie in the Captain Marvel spot, you dealing with another Captain America Winter Soldier.
Quite possibly.
I think you'd have had that kind of feel to it. Because, yeah, you go in there knowing the hero's going to live, but there's at least some threat there. And if the rumors are true that basically one of the big parts of this is they're introducing Yelena Belova as the Black Widow of the next go-round, then if you put her there, then that character it will at least feel like you've had some history to it. Oh, I already knew this character from this. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a little time there as opposed to, you do this movie out of order and then, oh yeah, it comes across well. I'm just doing it to introduce the Black Widow of Phase 4. Yawn.
Or they wait till Phase 5 to introduce her. And you have that time pass, and then when they introduce her, you're like, okay, I remember her from back here.
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple different ways they can do it.
I bet you they don't do that then.
Yeah. That goes into our no faith in Phase 4, or what they've got planned.
One thing I saw out of the trailer that, as soon as I saw it, cracked me. I knew he was going to be in the movie. I didn't know what part he was going to play at first. But when I saw him come out in the Red Guardian suit,
David Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour. First thing that popped in my mind was Stranger Things this last season. Cause,
Well, it's the same actor, so yeah.
yeah, but he dies fighting the Russians, and then you see when you go past the end credits kind of thing, you see a scene
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers if you haven't watched Stranger Things.
Danny's
by
really
now.
good about
I haven't seen it!
Because Danny's really good about giving spoilers after he's talked about something 15 minutes. Carry on.
Sorry. But, you see the two Russian soldiers carrying a prisoner to feed to the creature they've caught, and he goes, well, one of them asks a question. He goes, "Oh, you mean the American?" So they leave you, oh, he may not have died like they thought, the Russians, because the Russians cleared their base out. And so it's like, okay, that was the first thing that went through my mind was like, because it's set in the 80s.
How in the world does that connect to anything? That's like me going, well,
He played an
He
American
played.
here,
He
now he played a Russian.
No, he played Hellboy, and they fed him to some kind of monster. Aha!
No, they were carrying another prisoner to feed to the monster.
How does this tie into him being Red Guardian, other than he was fighting Russians and now he's playing a Russian?
They were going to try and mess with his mind and get him to work for them, tell him all the secrets. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, so
He's a
the
small
answer is
town detective.
absolutely nothing.
He's a small town police officer. What secret does he know that the Russians need to know that much about?
American shit.
I mean, if they've cleared out the base
America.
and have one of the critters, they already know more than he does. I mean, not that they would necessarily know that, but anyway. He's actually one of the parts that I do have a problem with in the movie.
Really?
I like the actor fine. Love the outfit. They got the outfit spot on. But they come out, they make fun of him for being fat.
Yeah.
None of the women got fat in the downtime.
Yeah.
He's not a comedic character, but they're making him a joke.
Yeah, true.
he's their Captain
It's
America.
like he's the only dude, so he's getting pushed into the whole kind of incompetent. I say that you see him fighting Taskmaster and he seems to be holding his own. So he may not hit the incompetent, but he's goofy. Truthfully, I watched him thinking about what was his name, Love Sausage from The Boys.
Yeah, that went.
And
through
it's
my
kind of
mind
like
when I saw it.
that's not that character, the dad bod thing. It's kind of like, yeah, he's the only one that got fat. Oh, okay. I'm just worried that it's going to be pushing.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
Like I said, I like the costume. I like the actor. That's not the character, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Red Guardian's never been.
Well, considering apparently he ain't Natasha's husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ship done sailed. Because that was kind of my thing. It was like, oh, they gonna show it. No, apparently not.
It looks more like he's the group dad.
Yeah, either dad or uncle or something like that.
Well, he's probably the one. He's probably the one dude in the whole program that wasn't a complete douche to him or something.
Yeah.
There seems to be some caring there. Overall, looking forward to the movie.
It'd be nice if Bucky showed up.
Yeah.
Except in this one, I mean, they could certainly do it. But in this one, it's Hydra. Well, the movie doesn't go back that far. I'm sorry. I was thinking about from way back in the day. Because he was Hydra, not Russian in this one.
No, he was Russian. Remember,
Winter Soldier.
Civil War, the Russians had him.
Yeah, the Germans had him, and then when the war ended, the Russians.
The Russians had him then.
I was pretty sure it was. I mean, the
Dude.
base was in Russia. But
That's
I was
why
pretty
he
sure
had the
it
big
was
red star on his.
Yeah, that's why he's got the red star on there. That's the reason why the Hydra code words
were
all in Russian. That's what.
Well, Hydra's a global organization, so
But that's what-
language doesn't make a big deal.
But that was the trick, because it was Russian.
Yeah.
They went out of their way to make sure this go round. Yeah, at least in that one, yeah, everything they did was Russian.
Because when he pops up in the movie, a lot of the weapons he's using are Russian. That little machine pistol.
Well, if you're using him in the Cold War to go after people in the West, you would do that.
Yeah.
You know, even if it was just Hydra, you're still gonna.
Like I said, it'd be one of those kind of things that would be neat, because you know the Russian, and hell, even in Winter Soldier, remember at the very end of it, Black Widow tells Steve, I pulled some strings with my friends in Kiev, and she gives him that Russian dossier with him on it, and she goes, you may not want to pull on that thread, as she walks off.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've established that he's done some shit.
Okay.
In and with, if not the Russian government, then the Hydra branch in Russia.
Yeah. Well, and that's what that was the impression I'd been left with. Because I figured Hydra had, you have to figure out Hydra probably had Russia infiltrated like they had the U.S.
Yeah, and that's what I was fixing to say, because hell, they ain't like the Red Room is that damn far away from.
Mm-hmm.
Just from what you've seen already, if they in S.H.I.E.L.D., you probably got to figure, hell, they all up and through there too.
So what was the standout for you? What was the standout moment in the Black Widow trailer?
There were two. One was when she walked into the apartment and her and the blonde get in a fight, and then the last of it, hey sis, kind of moment like. But as soon as I saw her, I'm like, oh, that's going to be the blonde Black Widow, like, okay. And then the second one is when she's, through the air with her arms peeled back, and I noticed she's not wearing a parachute.
Yeah, that
very
was
reminiscent of. Did he just jump out with no parachute?
Have you seen the meme
Yeah.
where you got her? Did she just jump out with her parachute?
Yeah. At the bottom of the canyon in the in game. Yeah.
Yeah, cause she needs one.
What about you? Standout moment.
That was it. Her diving through what looks to be a tower building, something falling apart. And Taskmaster behind her,
Yeah.
popping shots at her. Yeah, that's kind of rough.
For me, as far as lines I remember, it's the same scene Danny was talking about. But it's just a little quipping of, I know you're out there. I know you know I'm out here.
Yeah.
I did like that little fight scene because they were swapping guns.
And knives.
But that was neat.
Looked like it was gonna be the classic. It's two old spies meeting up, and you don't really know that your old buddy ain't here to kill you. So everybody's a little tense.
We just gotta test the waters, make sure we're all cool.
Yeah. The other thing that stuck out with him fighting was Red Guardian fighting Taskmaster.
That
Really, just cause when I first saw him, I was like, oh, they're making him the joke character. Is he actually going to do anything? Okay, he is actually going to fight Taskmaster. He probably dies in that scene, but he's going to fight Taskmaster.
Do you have a shield?
No, they haven't showed him with a shield.
There was something in the background. I've seen somebody point out something in the background where when you see and there's something back on the table that might be a shield.
Oh.
I'm going to be disappointed they don't give him a shield.
Yeah, they need to. Costume changes. You see her in the classic one we've been seeing her in, and
You
then
see in the white.
You see her in the white.
I immediately thought Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
It's pulling attractive.
But, hey, it looked like she was in a snowy spot, so maybe it's supposed to be some kind of camo.
Camouflage. Yeah, but that red hair kind of stands out. Just saying.
What the hell's that? Snowpile got red hair. Shoot it.
But,
If that is Taskmaster, you got to see him with the bow.
Yeah.
no, that's true.
And
I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I cross my fingers that it's just a flunky, but I'm betting that's Taskmaster.
I'm hearing rumors that Hawkeye's going to be in it, even if it's just a cameo. Which
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or actually, When was this one taking? This one's taking place before.
This one is in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Okay, so it's when she's on the outs with everybody. Where when Infinity War started up, she had clearly joined up with Cap. So.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is I thought when I first heard about the movie it was going to be her kind of in that time period where she was with Cap and Falcon, but I think this is when she took off. The scenes with her and General Ross, yeah, I think that's her basically going, I'm gonna have to get the hell out of here.
Oh yeah, more most likely. So anyway, just to kind of wrap up, final thoughts. You looking forward to Black Widow?
Looking forward to Black Widow. Looking forward to the James Bond.
It's spies. I'm going.
Super fun.
Besides, we have this podcast, so ain't like we ain't going.
That's why I'm not asking, are you going? I'm asking, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't think I was gonna be looking forward to Black Widow. Oh, one more thing about that, it's coming out earlier than it should have.
Yeah.
Oh really?
It's coming out in May of this year. And remember that was
You mean
Well,
May
this
of
coming
next
year.
well with that far from 2020, but it's May of 2020 where as late as Comic-Con, SDCC, Marvel was saying you ain't gonna have squat in 2020.
Oh
gonna,
yeah.
It was gonna be 2021 before you start getting.
I wonder that's a sign of them worrying a little bit about the lack of buzz for some of their stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. So anyway, that'll be the show for today. 2 trailers, both of them look pretty good. As it stands right now, I'd suggest both of them to anybody.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to both of them.
Like, share, subscribe, unless you're under 13. If you're under 13, get the hell out of our yard.
This show is not for children. We use the loud, funny words.
Yes.
Though I don't think we really have this go around.
Twice.
Oh, did you?
Well,
Okay.
3 times.
Okay. So if you count that as a loud, funny word, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you next time.
Take it easy.
Peace.